Hi, everybody. I'm Celia Milton. I am your favorite wedding officiant in North Jersey, and I'm here with Andrea Pertel, who is your favorite officiant at the shore and the middle, and sometimes a little bit south
Yeah.
of New Jersey. So you can get married anywhere in New Jersey, and we probably can do that for you.
Yeah.
Um, it's getting to be that time of the year. It's getting to be 2 months from October, 1 month from September, but a lot of people getting married in the next few months. And so, probably that nice long period of time that you had after you booked all your big vendors and you got your invitations out, it's getting to the part of all the little stuff, right?
Right.
It's that you get up in the morning and you look at the calendar and you're like, wow, we're getting married in 6 weeks. It all of a sudden gets like, it's like real. That thing that was on the horizon out there, it's not on the horizon anymore. It's in your front yard.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Exactly. But don't stress.
no, don't stress. No, don't stress. You've got just, we're going to tell you everything that you have to do, or maybe you've done it already. Wouldn't that be great? Then you don't have to
Right.
do it.
Right. You just make this little checklist
Yeah.
and get it done.
That's it. And the more you have done, the more you're not going to have to do. What a brilliant thing to say. The more you have done now, the less you have to do later. There you
Right.
go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, you're going to start with like the least exciting stuff possible, the paperwork,
Right. The marriage
the
license.
marriage license.
It's
Do
time
not,
to
do
yeah.
not leave it to the last minute. Do
No.
not think you can go on Monday or Tuesday because you read somewhere that there's a 3 day waiting period and you're getting married on Saturday, and that's plenty of time.
Exactly. You can apply for your marriage license as early as six
Yeah.
months ahead of time, but you don't want to pick it up until maybe a week or two prior to your
Right.
wedding. Once you pick it up, that's when they stamp it with a 30-day expiration date.
Right.
So don't get it mixed up. Don't think you have to do it within that 30-day time frame if you're coming in from out of town. Some towns are more busy than others. We've
Yeah.
actually done a podcast on this. For Jersey City, make your appointment well in advance. Tom's River, they don't require an appointment. You know how sleepy your town is. You apply for your license in the town that you live in. If you don't live in New Jersey, you apply for it in the town you're getting married in. All towns except for Tom's River require you to call and make an appointment. And they'll tell you what you need. And you make your appointment, you do exactly what the clerk says, and apply for your license. Let it sit there and be sure to pick it up. Don't wait till the last minute to pick it up, especially if it's around a holiday or if it's in the winter time, because if we get a snowstorm,
Yep.
state offices are the first to close. As I said before, I had somebody getting married on the weekend after Thanksgiving. And because they got Thursday off, but they work on Friday, they didn't realize that state workers had that Friday off.
Yeah.
And they went to go pick up their license on that Friday to get married on Saturday. And those
Yeah.
offices are closed.
I've
So
had a couple of those
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no reason to wait to the last minute.
Yeah.
Give yourself some time. It'll be good for 30 days.
That's
That way
right.
you have it. And most important, don't forget to bring it to your
Oh
ceremony.
gosh. Yeah.
State law requires that we have it in hand in order to pronounce you married. There's some crazy laws about fraud and things like that, and this is our livelihood, and we have to go by the laws. So without the license, it's just a rehearsal.
That's right. That's right. I just tell people I used to because it's really corny. Put the license in the same garment bag as your dress because you cannot walk down the aisle without either one of those things, or the box with your nice shoes in it. Something you have to have on that day, because if you just put it on you know how many times I've heard, where is it? Oh, it's on the kitchen table. Well, that is not doing us any good right now. And then somebody's got to go get it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, don't send somebody who's never been to New Jersey before. It's like that. Well, you make a left at the tree that looks like a bear. That's not going to get your license back. You're never going to see it.
Yeah.
Yay. So there we go. Now you have the license. There's other people that are probably waiting for you to tell them something, like probably your venue. I don't know. Most of the venues I worked, that you really do need to give them a head count a couple of weeks ahead of your date. You can usually go up, but you can't go down at that point.
Right, exactly. So get your final head count ready.
Yeah. And, and I think it's fair to just make a little side detour. If your final count is not near where you thought, it's a weird world right now. People may not want to travel all of a sudden, or maybe they can't, or, things, it feels like a little bit like shaky. If your head count goes down, don't be shy about asking your venue, your caterer. It's like, can we upgrade some of the things that we have? That per plate fee, I had a couple that there was some natural disaster thing went on and they were like 30 people less than what they thought. They added like giant lobsters to their
Yeah.
seafood shrimp table. And that was really nice.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. How is
Doesn't
there
hurt
a
to
way for
ask.
us to make up for
Yeah.
this? Because
Premium
we,
bar, little
yeah,
desserts, there's probably some little thing that you can
exactly.
do to make up if,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like that. That's a good thing to remember.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. And well, they all need to talk to us, don't they?
Yes, yes, we need to finalize that ceremony
Yes.
wording. We
Yeah.
need to be fully prepared
Yeah.
with what we're going to say. When I read your ceremony at your wedding, that's not my first time reading it.
Yeah.
We, we want to be fully prepared. We probably have several weddings that weekend. Sorry, guys, we have weddings all weekend long, and but yeah, we want to know what we're going to be saying. We want to have time to review it, read it through, make sure it flows right, so that if we have any questions, we can ask you. I don't want to go in on the day of your ceremony and ask you certain things.
Yeah.
I want to just say hello, you know?
Yeah. How do you pronounce your father's name again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. Well, things that we know that there's so many things that you are juggling, and
Yes,
you
that's
may have,
understandable. Yeah.
probably it's a good idea for you to read your ceremony a couple days before your wedding is happening too. But I got to something last month that they were absolutely convinced that they had a unity candle. It's like, you have seen this script 3 times. There's no unity candle in there. It doesn't mean I can't do it. If you brought one, I'll do it. But just
Exactly.
or it could have been something more difficult to fix, like, well, we don't have a remembrance piece in here and we wanted to mention our grandparents. We can put that in, but it's better if we put it in a couple of days ahead of time.
Right, right. It is. That's better. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've
Yeah.
done last minute wording only if the bride or the groom asks me to, um, not if a family member comes in and
Oh
says,
no, no way. No, no,
no,
no.
only that. And we've added it in, and that's just fine and dandy. But it's always good to have that the ceremony wording and those little details finalized ahead of time.
It's almost like you can just put it out. We can all put it out of our minds, and then be very calm that everything's fixed. And it's ahead of time. It's not that morning. If you're going to write your vows, this comes into the paperwork portion of our podcast today. There's a lot of peas in one place. Do not be writing your vows the night before your wedding, or even
No,
worse,
that's too
the
much.
morning of your wedding.
That's too much
Don't do
stress.
that.
Yeah, just lately I got the morning of someone's wedding. It was you can see when the email came in. Poor bride was doing her vows at 3 in the morning. I was like, oh, I feel
Oh,
bad for you.
yeah.
But I guess that's just how some people work. But you just want to enjoy. You want to enjoy your
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. And you know what? You may have 10 different ways of thinking about your vows between the time that you tell us you're either going to write them or not, and the time comes that you have to you have to do whatever it is you told us to do. But I've had people like, we're literally lined up and ready to go down the aisle, and no, we don't really feel like saying our vows. This is not the
Oh
time
yeah, the nerves hit. I
this
don't
is
want
the
to say
nerves
this
hit. Yeah.
out loud.
This is not the time to decide, because you probably have been nervous before that. This is just the ultimate nervousness piece, is when you're ready to go down the aisle and you really just don't want to do that. I mean, I have vows in the back of my book. I'm like ready for you, but
Yeah.
it should be like getting on a nice cruise. Nothing can be changed or fixed at this point, and here we go. We're going to have a great time.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. I don't know, in terms of paperwork, I don't leave any paperwork with my couples on the day because too many of their copies, their receipt copies, have found their way back to Men's Warehouse or whatever it is they got them from. So I just mail them to you. I don't know what you do, Andrea, but I don't give
I
anybody
do.
anything.
Every couple gets a large envelope, and
Oh, that's
inside
right.
it are
Yep.
some keepsakes and their copy of their marriage license because we sign it all there. I have the witnesses fill out and sign their
Mm,
parts right there before the ceremony. Usually, 99% of the time, we have plenty of time to sign it
yeah.
beforehand. In the state of New Jersey, we don't need the bride and groom. They can be out taking
Right.
pictures. I get the two witnesses. We sit down, we all fill out our parts. I put their copy in the big envelope. It has some keepsakes in it, and they always have the instructions and the form
Yeah.
to get their official raise seal marriage certificate, which is their vital record. You know, your vital records are
Yeah.
birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate, marriage. And so every town in New Jersey is different. It's a different form
Yeah.
and it's a different price to get
Yep.
your certificate. Can you believe that? Some towns are
Yeah, it's
much
weird.
cheaper than others, and they all have their own form. So even though you can get it, I also give them the link in case they need
Yeah.
another one. I give them the link to it on that town's website, whatever town they're getting married in, and but I print one out for them too and say, here's one that you can mail in or you can go in person, and I include the
Mm.
address and phone number and or fill out this form and simply mail it in with your payment and they'll mail it right out to you. If you need another form, here's the link. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I leave all
We
that with
should
them.
do a what to do after you get done with your wedding. It's like if you're back from your honeymoon, or we'll do that because there's as much
Send in
stuff to
that
do
form with
afterwards.
payment.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. There's as much to do after the wedding as there is to do before. Almost, there's a lot of stuff to fix. Um, Probably this is a good time to schedule your final walkthrough with your venue and meeting with your coordinator at your venue and just, go over the little details. When are you going to go? When are you actually going to drop things off like place cards and things like that, decor? This is a good time to get that done.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And make yourself a little list of questions. Don't hesitate to
Yeah.
ask them questions. There's no question is too dumb. Ask them.
No.
You want those details down.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Final payments are probably about due, right? Everybody's final payments are due.
Yes, you don't ever want to leave anything until the day of.
Oh, it's so awkward on the day of.
Yeah,
You have no
just too
time.
awkward. And so just make sure all those final payments are ready, done, over and done. You don't owe anything. You don't have to think about it. Nothing on the wedding day.
It's finished. The end.
Most vendors have a deadline for that
Yeah.
final payment, or not a deadline, but a day they want the final payment.
Yeah. Because we don't want to think about it on that day either.
No,
We're doing other
no,
things, and
too
there's
awkward to ask somebody for payment.
yeah, that's so busy too. It's so busy on the day. You're doing a lot of things, and it's um time to call your other vendors. Just make sure that all the details are right. Everybody's the right time, the right day.
Right. This is especially true if you are not using a wedding planner. Now, a wedding
Yes.
planner will do that all for
Yeah.
you. But I would absolutely, by now you've made a folder either
Right.
in your email or on your computer, and you keep these and you just send it out. Make sure everybody knows the correct date and time.
Yes.
If they haven't, I can tell you this: my couples don't need to. Well, if you don't get something from me, you better. But I always email them out. Looking for and in the subject line, looking forward to your ceremony, the date, the time, location. But yeah, absolutely, check with everybody so that everybody's human. Make sure they have it on their schedule right.
Yeah. It's like every once in a while, like when we're both sitting around on a weird Saturday morning where neither one of us have to be anywhere, it's like, am I supposed to be someplace? Maybe somebody's going to call me. I feel like I should be sitting at my but the way my process works, and probably yours too, is there are so many checkpoints along the way. There is no possible way I could get to the day of somebody's wedding and not have talked to them 18 times. It's just not possible. But you should really have a little final phone call with all of your people. This is where things like, is the DJ providing a microphone? That's where that falls through the cracks. Like little kind of stuff that maybe we're all assuming is going to happen, and or things with your venue. Maybe you need a space in the front row for somebody in a wheelchair,
Right.
and access for that person to get there. So I would kind of, go through your own mind with the things that you definitely need to have happen, and make sure that everybody knows that.
Exactly. Yeah, very good.
Oh, what else? What else? Timeline. Make sure everybody's got the same timeline. Everybody knows it is actually at 6, not at 5 o'clock. What it was going to be like when you first talked. That now it's going to be even worse if it was going to be at 6 and now it's at 5. That's a
that's even worse, right? Right.
Very bad situation.
And not only the timeline for your wedding, your ceremony, cocktail hour, reception, all that, make sure your wedding party and your family members, anybody that is involved in photos and hair and makeup and anything like that, make sure you have sent them a timeline. You have to be at this spot by this time if you are getting hair and makeup done.
Right.
We'll be taking pictures exactly at this time and at this spot, because weddings, it's a timeline. It's all a timeline. You often can't show up 30 minutes late for hair and makeup. They might have other things to do too. And also now you have to go get photos. One thing, the domino effect. So make sure that everybody's read, their whole timeline and understands it. You can even review that again with your wedding party if you're having a rehearsal dinner with your family and wedding party. Okay, guys, does everybody understand where they have to be and what time they have to be?
Yeah. The thing with time, and we talk about time a lot in different contexts, but the worst thing that can happen to you on this day that you have planned there's plenty of worse things, but this day you've planned it out. You've got beautiful flowers. You want to look perfect yourself. There's so many things going on. It can all be undone by one person being a half an hour late. And it's ridiculous. There's so many moving parts. Your bridal people need to be there on time. You need to make sure your makeup artist has a grip on their timeline. Shuttles. I mean, these are if the beginning things, if they go crazy, then first of all, you're going to be more stressed out than you were to begin with. So, when you're making up that timeline, if you're going to make it up with your DJ or photographer, or maybe you have a planner, make sure that, you can't do one thing that ends up at 3 o'clock and be anywhere else doing anything else at 3:05. You just can't. Not all day.
And if you happen to have that one person that you love dearly,
Lie to them.
They are chronically late. My brother had his best man chronically late, and he showed up like everybody's wondering where he was, the day of the wedding, and he shows up like chronically late with a haircut. He had long hair, and he was like, "Yeah, last minute I decided to cut it off. It looked better for the ceremony." But I think he missed some stuff. But anyhow, if you have that one person you love dearly that's chronically late, and you have given them the timeline and have told them we have to stick to this, and if they're late, that's their journey. You just go on and have your good time, and they'll catch up to you somehow.
That's it's kind of
they might have to do their own hair. Okay.
Yeah. I just had somebody write me back a little text. She's like, "Well, we're starting at 6:15, and if somebody's not there, then we're starting." I mean, usually I tell my people, it's like, it's 6 months before your wedding. Right this minute who's going to be late, because they're late to everything.
Yeah. And you just have to be like, well, that's them. That's their journey. We're going on. It's time for our photos. We all have phones. We can text them and say, we're going here. We're going to the park for photos. Hopefully you can catch up with us there. That's all you can do. And just be happy and polite when you see them.
just move on.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think, don't be afraid to call us. Don't be afraid that you're bothering us about anything that's time or day oriented, because it's just, if you're like us, you want to have everything checked 18 times over, so it's going to be right on the day.
Right.
Nobody's trying to figure out where they're supposed to be on Friday. That would be very bad. All right. Now, what do we, well, we talked about the vows. Yes, vows. If you need help with vows, funny you should ask. We just did a podcast on vows just last week.
Yeah, how
And
to write your vows in 4 simple steps.
easy
We can
lessons.
also email those to you if you like.
Yes, if you're having a meltdown about not even being able to start these things, just tell us you want the stuff and we'll send you the stuff. We'll send you the how-tos. It's easy.
Yes.
Or decide that you don't want to do it. Decide that, I mean, we talked about this. It's like your people are still doing private vows and saying them, mine are not. And, I would just say, you don't have to do anything at your wedding that is going to make you uncomfortable. If there's language in the ceremony, goes back to, reading your ceremony, fixing your ceremony, making sure it's done. If there's something in there that you're not comfortable with, just let us know. We'll probably take it out.
Definitely will.
Oh, you can't take the vows out. I mean, there has to be something there. It's like, one of my couples a couple of weeks ago took the statement of intent out. And I got up there and I'm like, I opened the book and I'm like, man, there's no statement of intent here. This is pretty weird. I just, have you come here freely? Yeah, yeah, cool. Okay, now we're good. But it was just like so strange. So that's the first, the segment 3 is the things that you have to do. What about the seating chart?
Oh, always a fun headache.
The worst. The worst. I don't know. I kind of lean towards you do the tables that right off the bat that and the rest of the people just put them all in tens. Maybe they'll meet somebody new that they don't know and it'll be fun for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Murphy's Law is that you will get this all done, all lettered, all finished, and somebody will call to drop out. I would just leave them on there. I wouldn't even move it. If it's 30 people, you have to fix it. But if it's 2 people that aren't coming, just leave them there. You don't want to redo the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? In the end, hopefully the seating charts are no big deal anyhow. Hopefully the people are just sitting through dinner and the rest of the time they're up on the dance floor. It doesn't matter where they're sitting.
Gonna have a good time.
Right?
But if you have, this is a small thing, but it can be a horrible thing. If you have place cards still, you don't have a big mirror or something like that where everybody's just, lettered on there. If you have place cards, you need to put them in order by their last name, not by table. Because they don't know what table they're at. Now they're going to stand at the table of place cards and be true. Like, I don't know. So it's Anderson, Baker, and on and on and on.
I will tell you this, when you talk to your venues, if they haven't said anything about this, because you talked about dropping your stuff off the day before.
Yes.
Now, I was at a venue, I was at 618 over the weekend, and the groom had come in and he brought in all the centerpieces for the table and the name cards, the seating chart with the papers with the names on it and the seats and stuff. Right. And he set that all up. And that is because some venues, they will set it up for you, but they charge a fee to set it up for you because it's time consuming. Yes. And so make sure you know if you have to set it up or if the venue will set it up for you. And I think it's nice to have the venue set it up for you because that poor groom was running crazy.
I know. It takes a lot of time. And if you don't have them in alphabetical order, it takes even longer, just saying.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do on your wedding day or your parents or your wedding party, But that's just how some venues are, and of course, because they have to pay their employees to do that work. So it totally makes sense.
So some of them, I have a few venues that will send our couples like a checklist for, the final things. And on there, it says, make sure you have your place cards, any decor that you need. If you have, anything special, like a special tablecloth or anything for the ceremony, if you've got a special cup or one of my weddings had a hand fasting cord that I knew nothing about. And, but they remembered it. And then I wrote a little hand fasting for them. But there's only so many things the human brain can take in and keep track of. So just write everything down. That's all. That's all. By this time you probably should have your dress should be all done. Your suit should be finished. Everything should be hanging in the closet, hiding from your partner without wondering and having to go pick it up.
Yeah, and with those suits, I'm going to say again, groomsmen, um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
parents, fathers, groomsmen's fathers, brothers, and even if you're a guest, men don't wear suits. The father at
That's
one of my
right.
weddings had this, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess, anymore. But for some reason, they don't tell you at the store to take those threads out that hold the flaps in the back, and
Right, the
you're
X's.
supposed to
Yeah.
take those, and you can take them out with your fingers. I mean, they're just there for packaging or to not get
Yeah.
wrinkled. Those do come out, and also on the sleeve. That is a label. Take that off and
Okay, take
feel
it off.
free to open up those pockets. Those
Open up the
again,
pockets.
you can
Yes.
do that just with your fingers. They're loose threads. That's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do. Suits aren't such a big deal anymore. Back in the day, men wore them all the time. So they don't know. And you can always, Google, am I supposed to take these out? And it'll show you.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. I can't think of anything that's similar. Well, women need to watch these straps that fall down. The
The
straps
ones you're
that
supposed to hang them
you're supposed to
on, those
hang. You're
hanger
right.
ones
The
that
hanger
we don't
ones.
use because they don't hang right from
Right.
them, just clip those
Just cut them
plastic
off.
things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, they're going to end up hanging out your armpit.
And
Clip them
nobody
out.
wants to tell you.
And for some reason, nobody does. I
I
tell them,
know.
like, what's the photographer been taking pictures of you this whole time with that hanging out? Come on,
That's
look at
terrible.
that. Yeah.
That is terrible. Oh no, no, no! You should have everything should be fitting you right. If you're wearing high heels, well, probably men's shoes too. If you're wearing new shoes, you want to take a sanding block to the bottom and rough them up because if we have floors like glass. Some of these indoor venues have polished marble floors you could see your face in.
Such a Jersey thing, these polished marble
Oh, I know.
floors.
And you step on there with a brand new pair of shoes, you are hydroplaning instantly.
Yeah. You
Not
want
that
to get
that's
them
ever
worn in
happened
a
to
little
me.
bit. Do a couple of dances in them
That's
too,
right.
get them worn
That's
in a
right.
little.
That is right. Just make sure that you are going to be upright. And if you have a runner, oh, that's even worse. A granite floor, marble floor with a runner on top, that is deadly.
I think runners aren't worth it.
I can't stand outside. They're just ridiculous.
They don't
No,
work outside. They
no, they
most
don't.
certainly do not do a runner on the beach. They don't work outside. And
Oh, that's even worse.
quite often after everybody's walked down and that runner, it's just bunched up. It's just a tripping hazard. If you're, don't waste your money.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
it looks.
You want to, don't waste your money on a runner.
I like the pedals. I think pedals are like they mark the aisle. They're easy
Yeah.
to do and they're quick to get rid of. And yeah, that's
Yes.
just thinking ahead, thinking
Mhm.
ahead. So yeah, we've got everybody. We've got them into the ceremony. You've got you guys up the aisle. See what else do we need? The shoes.
You-
You should have had your makeup trial by now. Does people do
Yes, and
makeup
if you have
trials this
not,
close?
yeah, if you have not, go ahead and get that done. The makeup trial. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's there's so many little things that go into a wedding, and sometimes we need somebody else to be involved. Like who is holding the rings? Is it going to be your 3-year-old ring bearer? That's probably not a great idea, especially on the beach.
Yeah.
I can tell you the story about the bride, the groom, the ring, the 3-year-old, and the metal detector, but I don't think I need to go any further than that.
No, that tells the story itself.
um, but who is and this is a good suggestion. Somebody else suggested this to me. If you don't have a coordinator, like a personal coordinator, not most of the places we work do have in-house coordinators, and they're very, very good. But you should have somebody, a point person that can answer questions from your guests and answer questions of people like if people vendor questions too, because very often your venue coordinator may not know the answers to those questions, and you do not want to be bothered
Yeah.
by 20 people. Maybe, having one person ask you for everything, that's not as bad as having everybody's looking for you and you just want to be like chilling,
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I think, well ahead of time, um, make the welcome
Oh
bags
yeah.
and just have it all ready to go. If you have a spot in a separate room or something, just have them all ready to go, over and done with. You don't want to be doing that the night before or even
Oh
two
no.
nights before. If you are doing welcome bags, um, have them all set and ready to go. You
Yeah.
want to enjoy that week. I would say enjoy that last week leading up to your wedding where
Hmm.
all you have is your rehearsal dinner maybe and to get ready. And it's
Yeah.
just enjoy, relax and enjoy every moment leading up to your special day.
Yeah. And also, it'll keep your mind off being like nervous too. The vendor bags, that those should go the day before with all your other stuff because those people at your hotel are going to want to have them in the morning. They're going to want to
Oh,
have them so they can put them in the rooms as soon as they're clean.
right, right.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
And
So
I think
now,
that's it. That's a pretty good list. If there's something that we did not speak about, let us know.
yep. And we can send you this list too if you'd like.
Yes, just comment list and we will send it to you.
We'll send you the vow stuff. We'll send you anything you need. License stuff. We got it all. We got anything that you need. We should talk a little bit about where we were this weekend. Where I mean, you were at a couple interesting places. I was at the Madison Hotel, where I am quite often.
Beautiful.
And it was just really warm and lovely and low key. And that we had been looking all week. It was going to rain, and we did not get anything. I'm sorry. I know you did. I'm not trying to gloat over
Oh,
this,
that's okay.
but just a lovely, and it was just very relaxed and sweet. And I was at Brook Lake Country Club the night before, which I don't know if people, I don't know if everybody knows about Brook Lake. It's in Florham Park, very easy to get to, beautiful residential area, and it just has the rolling golf course and a big lake and just really the nicest people. And man, are they on time. Wendy,
I like
she is
that.
like, I'd like to take her everywhere with me. She is fabulous. But just a nice group of vendors and a fun couple that we had fun with them. They had no problem making fun of each other to an extent, and we had a great time. Then you know what was cool? They all her bridesmaids wore long brown gowns, which sounds very weird, but they looked so nice. It was like a
Elegant. That
medium,
sounds elegant.
really warm brown, and they had everything was white flowers. It looked gorgeous.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So where were you this weekend?
I was at my first wedding this weekend was Thursday at La Dolce Vita in
Ah,
Belmar. And we had planned right across the street from La Dolce Vita is Fifth Avenue Beach in
oh,
Belmar.
cool.
And you can get married there. You have to get permission from the town, but you can get married there and then just walk across the street to the
Oh, that's
venue.
wonderful.
Unfortunately, it was pouring down rain. This was not a situation where anybody had to make a decision. It
Yeah.
was moved indoors, and I will remind couples when they are having an outdoor ceremony, if their backup location is the reception venue, which is usually it,
Yeah.
just ask if they're using it for the ceremony, what time the ceremony can start, because there's always a time. So if it was going to be on the beach, it was going to start at 6, indoors at 6:30. Some of the vendors didn't know. And it was so great to work with Monmouth Rentals. They had a beautiful driftwood arch
Oh, that sounds
that was
nice.
going to be on the beach, but they moved it inside, obviously, and it was beautiful. I love working with Monmouth Rentals. They have some beautiful stuff. Great people, Patrick. They are all so good to work with. My favorite for rentals. That was a beautiful ceremony. Everything went well because the couple were still happy and joyful.
Good.
And then I did one at a home in Red Bank, and that was it had a lot of Hindu elements. It was an Indian wedding, and so that was a lot of fun for me. I loved that. And then I was at 618,
Oh,
618
wow.
Freehold. They have a a new space there. They made their wine room. They took that out, and now that's for micro weddings. So I was in
Oh,
there. That was a
nice.
micro wedding at 618. And this weekend, I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be at Park Loft on Friday and the English Manor on Saturday. So those are going to be beautiful. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I have a baby this weekend.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh, that's
I have a
wonderful.
baby. I have a home baby naming, which is going to be very sweet.
Good, good. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Great.
thank you guys for joining us and happy planning.
A pleasure as always.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now, also New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes.